I've always tried really hard to separate myself from bro science, not to be a meathead or anything like that. And, you got to get your protein and all that stuff. And I've always sort of attempted to be more sophisticated and be like, yo, guys, there's more to it than that. It can't be that simple. And the ironic thing is now I find myself with my clients who are trying to get leaner and more muscular. Main thing I'm asking them is, are you eating enough protein? So it's kind of come full circle. Now I know if you're looking at bodybuilders, there's more to it than just the protein. There's other things they may be ingesting that are helping them get some results, but the basics are there. Does that make me a meathead now? I'm a pretty small meathead, I guess. Question I ask my clients now is, are you eating enough to lose fat? And more specifically, are you eating enough protein to support your lean mass so that the weight you're losing is actually fat and not muscle? Now, muscle is precious. It's important. It's a part of what makes our lives easy. Having enough muscle mass is going to protect us long-term from injury. It's going to help us do daily tasks with ease. We don't want to lose it. We had to fight hard and work hard to gain it. So we don't want to lose that. We want to keep it at all costs. Now, the fat we want to lose. So now it's a subtle change. So we want to make sure you're getting enough daily protein, like hitting a daily protein goal. So we know you're going to be maintaining your muscle mass as much as possible. The number I use is 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. We'll talk about what ideal means later. But if you've not done this, if you've not eaten a lot of protein, it's going to sound like a lot, especially if you've had like a carb heavy diet. Transition to a protein heavy diet, it's gonna look like you're eating a lot. So why protein? I mean, we talked about the muscle mass thing, but there's more to it. Protein is awesome. It is vital. And here's a few reasons why. Proteins are made up of strings of amino acids, which are the building blocks to your bodies. And yes, we did talk about muscle, but not just skeletal muscle. Your whole body is made up of muscles that have different tasks that are important for daily functioning, not just looking good. The heart, your heart is mostly made out of muscle. Your vascular system is lined with muscle. Your digestive system is lined with muscle. Your eyes have muscles. Your nose, we always talk about the aesthetics or maybe like the vanity muscles, but like there's so much more as far as muscle is concerned in your body. And protein is going to help support all of those things. Protein makes you feel full. So compared to your carbohydrates and fats, protein is much more satiating. It makes you feel fuller for longer. Tied to that is that a lot of protein-rich foods, talking about like meats, fish, maybe some eggs, whatever it is, they tend to have other nutrients that the body needs as well. So they're nutrient dense. And this is good for you, but it also keeps you fuller longer. Protein helps you burn energy. And this works in 2 different ways. For one, it helps you build muscle. And having muscle mass just by existing burns more calories than fat mass does. And second, there's something called the thermic effect of food, which means how much energy it takes to process a macronutrient in the body. So if we look at proteins and fats and carbs, the body requires more energy to process proteins than it does carbs or fat. So by eating protein, we're actually going to be burning more calories just by eating it than we would other types of food. And protein makes you. Your very DNA is made up of amino acids that come from proteins. It's not just for the meatheads, it's for everybody. We all need this stuff. You do, your grandma does, I do. We all need this stuff. So what do you take from this? Action steps. Are you getting enough protein? 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight per day. So for myself, I'm about 220 pounds, looking to get to around 210, 215. I'm really tall. So I'm going to aim for 210, 215 grams of protein per day. Now, to find your ideal weight, it's not a perfect science to do that. I'm just using BMI, and I know that people are going to criticize me for that in comments. Totally fine. If you have a better option, please let me know. I'd love to know what it is. So find a BMI calculator online. You put in your weight and you put in your height, and it gives you a number, a BMI number. The ideal is around 24, 23, 22, but you can go 10% up or 10% down and it doesn't really matter. So you can reverse this and try and find a number that's going to be around 23, 24, 25. And then that'll give you the weight, the ideal weight for you. Again, You can go up or down 10% if that makes you feel more comfortable. Totally cool. It's not a perfect science, but it gives us a reference point somewhere to start. So take that weight, change it to grams, and that's how many grams a day of protein you should be aiming for. Add this protein intake to a half decent training program, and your body composition is going to change rapidly. These are the main things I try to work on with clients is, are you doing enough exercise and are you eating enough protein? And the rest is kind of bonus. Get those two things good, and the rest kind of is just extra. I always try to keep it simple here. Was this helpful? Give it a shot, see how you do with it, and let me know how it goes. And keep showing up.